With SMA Plus, you get to manage all your operational costs in communication. Now, this service simply allows you to choose from affordable packages and enjoy talk time, SMS, data, and business content, all bundled in one subscription. That exciting news is you get free on-net calls every Monday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Simply dial star 5060 hash to sign up today. You can also WhatsApp or call 0244 8111 for more information and stay connected everywhere you go. You know, just as wearing a mask gives you power over the spread of COVID-19, Access Bank says simply dialing star 901 hash, you have the power to do more banking. You know, for the ones who run your world from their comfort zone, just dial star 901 hash to buy data or airtime, pay bills, or transfer money to friends and loved ones. To the shoppers and those who like swiping to make payments, just dial star 901 star 6 hash to request an access card and have it delivered to your doorstep conveniently. To all those who say God day we day, just dial star 901 star 7 hash now to buy or renew your insurance on the go. And to you salaried workers, well, simply dial star 901 star 11 hash for our hassle-free payday loan service. No data, no wahala. Go on and enjoy these and more by also downloading the Access mobile app from the Play Store, App Store, and experience the power to do more banking. You can call toll free 0800 004400. Access Bank, more than banking. To the drive, Dr. Yao Osafo, CEO of Medicas Hospital, is here, and he's here with our dietitian, my favorite dietitian, Yaira. Hello. What's up? Yo. The bald man and a very pretty lady. Hi, how are you? I really miss you, man.
Kwame, I miss you too. Welcome
and
back.
And Yaira as well.
I miss you too.
We had such a good time and then I vanished.
Yes.
But really, I mean, I've been following him, listening to all the great conversations about our health and nutrition and obesity as well. Mm-hmm. And today we get to open the clinic for people to ask questions about nutrition, diets, health, obesity, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Kwame, in the last 4 weeks, or the month of September, we dedicated it to nutrition, diet. Most of the time, we haven't paid particular attention to the food that we eat. So I remember the first week we talked about you are what you eat. Yeah. We looked at food and food choices, and what we should consider when we are making the various food choices for the different age groups. Should we all eat the same? If you have a 70-year-old and you have teenagers in the house, do you cook the same? The reasons for eating, how much we should eat. We went into all of that. The following week, we also talked about
eating right
with during childhood. Yeah. Because a lot of it, how we look today, Kwame, a lot of it is determined by how well you were fed. Mm-hmm. In your childhood.
Right.
So we discussed that a lot of young parents have that particular challenge. You know, I'm struggling. I don't know what to feed my child. So Yaya did a brilliant job explaining all of that. Then we talked about the biggie, literally. the weight gain thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's very, very exciting conversation we had, because it is a problem even for very, very young people, young adults. And then today, for example, I had a 77-year-old man coming to me at the clinic saying, Doctor, into be here for 77 years. What can I do? And I told him to tune in at 4:30. So I know Mr. Champon is listening.
Oh, wow.
And today we're going to hopefully give him some solutions.
At 77, he wants a six-pack.
Not a six-pack, but reduction.
Reduction, okay. Mr. Chapo, but give him a good go. So he can't get a six-pack. Are you saying he can't get a six-pack at 77?
What to be bad, Jim? You know, he needs to do, six-pack, I mean, the work that you need
the
to
work,
do.
you know.
He can't do that one. So, he just wants something, reasonable.
Okay.
So he can button up, easily. That's what he
wants.
Just that.
Okay, all right.
So today we're going to field questions. We're not going to talk because I know a lot of our listeners have lots and lots of questions that they want to. But before you open the phone lines,
Yeah.
one member of my staff got married over the weekend.
Oh,
Yes,
hey.
Mr. Wisdom Awesome. So Mr. and Mrs. Awesome.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Yes, he went
Hey.
all the way to, I think it's Techiman, yes, to get
That's right.
married. So, yes, I'm quite to
Need to open a branch in Techiman
I
now.
have to open a branch in Techiman, I swear. He's back, and congratulations to him and his wife.
Good stuff. The number to call now is 0302216541, okay? Or you can send us a WhatsApp message on 055-111-11997. 0302216541 or 055-111-11997. Now, before I get to the phone lines, maybe Yara, you might want to quickly tell us maybe the big takeouts from this whole month of conversations about food and diet choices and all of those.
Yeah, definitely. So we've come to find out within the month of September that food is very vital, especially when it comes to our health. So we saw that during childhood, what you are eating is very important. It goes a long way even to your adulthood. When you are elderly, you are not very strong, and all the decisions you made with your meals, or the decisions that were made for you with your meals when you were a child, influences how your health would be during adulthood. And then we've also known that your body mass index, or your BMI, is very important that you know. So just as you want to know certain laboratory investigations about yourself, you should know your BMI as well, so that you take the necessary actions in weight management.
Okay, good stuff. Let me get on the phone line now. Hello.
Hello,
Hi, you're welcome. What's your name?
my name is Doreen.
Okay, Doreen, you're live on
Yes.
air. The doctor is here and Yara is
Okay.
here as well.
Doctor, please, I wanted to ask a bit of a question. I have a little boy. Let's say he'll be 4 years in December, and his weight is 31 kg, actually a bit more, like 31.6 kg, and it's a bit worrying. And he's always been big. I mean, I gave birth to him, he was small, but along the way, he's been growing big, and I just don't know.
All right. So, thank you for your question. So, one of the things that Kwame, did I hear 31 kg?
Yes.
All right. And he's almost 4 years.
Yeah.
So, I would say his weight supposed to be around 17 kilos, give or take 17 kilos. That's supposed to be the ideal weight at that age. Yeah, there's a formula that you can use to arrive at that. So if he weighs 31 kilos, that's really, really over the top.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of weight.
Yeah.
When we talked about the etiological classification of obesity, we mean the causes. When we talk about etiology, we're talking about the causes, the root causes. Most often we focus on dietary. But I did mention that there are medical conditions that affect certain portions of the brain, the hypothalamus, that leads to obesity. There are also genetic syndromes, all right, that can lead to obesity. These genetic syndromes, they've got all these very interesting names. Carpenter's, Prader-Willi, they've got some fanciful names. Obesity is a feature, but together with it, you have other things. Short stature, for example, low set ears, low IQ, and so on and so forth. Blindness. So when we have a constellation of signs and symptoms, then we call it a syndrome. So there are about 5 childhood syndromes. So whenever we see a child who is obese, we want to make sure that he or she doesn't suffer from one of these genetic syndromes. It's not syndromic, as we would say.
Okay.
Then we would look at other causes of obesity. Dietary is one of them. So there are dietary factors in obesity. Medicines. I remember I mentioned medicines. Sometimes the medicines that we prescribe, steroids. For some reason, your child may have an illness for which reason he or she has to take steroids during their childhood. It will cause them to put on weight. So we'll have to do a medicine's history and also look at that as well. So that's
Okay.
we really need a thorough examination. So the number will come at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think that she needs to bring him over
Yes.
for that examination.
Right.
And now there are a lot of calls coming. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 calls at a time.
Right.
So that I can take the 2 questions at the same
at a
time.
time.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Hello.
Hi, Lexis.
Hi, my dear. What's your name?
My name is Cassandra.
All right, Cassie. Talk to me.
All right. So I'm a nursing mother with a 4-month-old, and then I've gained some baby weight, obviously, after delivery. So when I'm trying to lose some weight and also trying to breastfeed my baby, so I want to know how Doc can help me on what diet I can focus on so that I can lose weight and also be able to breastfeed my baby at the same time.
Okay, Cassie. All
All
right.
right,
Stay
so-
tuned in. They would respond to that very shortly. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Cassie. And I've got one more. Hello? Hello? Oops. Oh, lost that. All right. So you go ahead and we'll get the next call.
Right. So I'll let Yaya have a bite, the first bite.
Okay, so weight gain after delivery is very common, especially because most of the time food intake increases during the period of pregnancy. Then after delivery, the mothers usually tend to continue the same pattern of eating during the pregnancy period, and so you are most likely to keep gaining weight. Now, we need to start changing your eating pattern. And so we will not sit here and then give a blanket eating pattern for someone who has delivered. You need to come through assessment. Then we tell you that per your current weight, per your height and all, this is how much you need. Per your activity level, this is how much you need.
Okay.
That is when we'll be able to get the best pattern of diet for her to lose weight.
Okay. That makes sense.
But yeah, definitely the weight, some of it has to come off. So your pre-pregnancy weight will determine how much weight you should gain during the pregnancy, usually ranging between 8 kilos to about 14 kilos. After delivery, you have to shed off a lot of that weight. You have to come as close as possible to your pre-pregnancy weight. But that's the time that you are being fed. Your mother-in-law will come and then say you need breast milk, you need nufunsuo, so they are just pushing everything down your throat, That's where you also have to start exercising. So there is the appropriate choice of food that will give you enough nutrients. And a lot of the breast milk, it's hormonal. So
let me get to the phones shortly. But before then, I think a lot of messages are coming in as well.
right, let's take some.
Yeah, I'll send in this. Lexis, I'm the kind of person who can eat all the food I want and still not gain weight. I can eat all the junk food that causes most people to gain weight in a second, but still I won't. I know I have a high metabolic rate. I believe I eat healthy too. My plan is to gain a bit more weight since I'm skinny. I've been told to eat extra protein, but I feel that that also has negative effects on my kidneys. What would the doctor and Yaira suggest? And I'm in fanasa.
Oh, I remember that.
So yeah.
Like we keep saying, weight gain comes from when your energy expenditure is higher than your energy expenditure is lower than the energy you are taking in. That is the basis for weight gain. Now, before we can know that you are taking more than you are expending, which puts you at a high metabolic rate and all. So when we do that, then we would give you energy from your food that is more than what you are expending.
Okay.
With that, we would see weight gain. So
Okay.
it's not about the junk. There's
Yeah.
healthy food that can cause you to gain weight.
Ah,
Yes.
like what? I'm just curious.
Okay, so just one example.
Yeah.
Banana is a high energy fruit.
Okay.
So if you are taking your banana with your granules, that's a lot of energy you are taking in there. So if someone who is losing weight wants to take 2 fingers, you who is gaining weight, you won't be taking 2.
Okay.
You may be
okay.
taking, say, 4.
Yeah.
So there are healthy ways of gaining your weight.
I've eaten 4 fingers of banana today.
But Kwame, you remember, I think you made the comment that when you used to work out, like in
Yeah.
the gym, like bodybuilding,
Yeah.
your diet was a bit different.
Yes.
Right.
That's true.
mean, so yes, you pack a lot more protein than usual. You pack a lot more carbohydrates than usual. If you don't expend all of that carbohydrate, as Yayira mentioned, then it is converted to fat and then it is stored. So you can grow the bulk as well. So the energy expenditure. But then there's also a very important point about genetics. If you look at different parts of the world, the East Africans, for example, makes a very big contribution. But it's not just the weight that we are afraid of when we talk about junk food. I mean, you have to worry about the state of your blood vessels, for example, if you're taking junk food. So there are healthy ways of putting on weight. And the most important thing is to have a sit down with somebody like you're a dietitian and a physician, to tailor make something for you.
Okay. 0302216541. And you can also send us a WhatsApp on 055-1111-997. We're having a bit of a challenge with our phone lines. But this message from Kuma, I think, says, Lexis, please ask doctor, what are the causes of low HB?
Right. So a low HB is what we call anemia. And there are dietary causes of anemia, and I'm sure Yara will talk a little bit about that. But there are so many different causes of anemia. You may be having blood loss. So if that person who sent in the question is female, for example, some women bleed, women in the reproductive age, they bleed heavily during their menstrual cycle. And every month, this happens month on month. So every month they bleed heavily, and you may end up with a very low HB. Worm infestation, for example, hookworm infestation in your intestines can cause you to lose blood, and you will not even notice it. Piles is one of the commonest reasons why people have low HB.
Oh, wow.
Yes, because it bleeds. So unfortunately, it's one of the easier literally red flags that you can find, but a lot of people find it yucky looking at their own poop, and therefore miss out on that. But if you observe the toilet paper when you wipe your bottom, sometimes you notice blood on the toilet paper. So piles is one of the reasons why you can have that. Again, women with fibroids, for example, tend to also bleed heavily and then also develop a very low HB. Yeah, you want to talk about the dietary causes?
Yes. So we have certain nutrients that play a role in your body's ability to make blood cells for you. So we have vitamin B9, we have vitamin B12. So we normally say folate. So the folate is the vitamin B9 we are talking about. We have B12, it has its name, cobalamin. We also have iron as well. These are the major ones that help with blood production, and they can be found in our foods. So if the foods you are taking are those that don't have these nutrients in enough quantities, your body misses out on these nutrients, and it can't make enough blood cells for you. Also, certain food cooking methods can destroy these nutrients from your food. So you may be eating foods that contain those nutrients originally, but the way you prepare the food will make you lose those nutrients, and you don't get to supply to your body.
We just apply too much heat to the food.
Yes.
In simple terms, when we cook in our part of the world, too much. It's being too much. In our part of the world, we apply too much. It destroys a lot of these nutrients, the folic acid. So that's what we mean by our cooking habits.
Yes.
It destroys a lot of these micronutrients. But the most important is iron.
Yes,
iron, for
iron
example.
as
So
well.
iron deficiency anemia is very, very common. So a lot of the pregnant women, when they come for the antenatal clinic the first time, they are anemic, and then we give them the iron supplements and then folic acid.
Okay. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening. What's your name?
My name is Agnes.
Okay, Agnes, you're live on air. Go ahead.
Okay, my son is 12 years and he weighs 74. So I want to find out if there is any issue with it. Because
Okay.
a lot of
Absolutely.
people talk about him and he's too fast, but I don't really know.
Right.
So if docs can educate me a little.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right. So yes, that's absolutely too much weight. All right. Absolutely.
74.
74 kilos for a
kg.
12-year-old.
It's
It's
too
absolutely too much weight. So we've got these, we call them centile charts, all right? And when we put you on the chart, it will tell us whether or not you should follow the chart.
Yeah.
All right? You shouldn't go underneath it. You shouldn't go overboard. But 74 kilos at 12 years is just carrying way too much weight. And he needs to be thoroughly investigated to try and find out the cause of the obesity. For the childhood obesity, we always want to make sure that this is not a genetic abnormality. One of those things that I mentioned. We are very much interested in that because it has with it associated problems. Difficulty with the eyesight, hearing, short stature, intellect problem, and so on and so forth. So individuals tend to overfeed their children. Food portion. I think Yara and I were talking about it on our way here. I have observed certain parents and there's absolutely no restriction in terms of food portions when they are giving their children food. And that's absolutely terrible because they will put on a lot of weight. Now it's screen time, from the phone to the tablet to the television to the PlayStation. You know, so there's not a lot of
physical activity.
Yeah. You know, Kwame, you and I, when we were kids, we would roam the whole day. When you come, then the cane is waiting for you. Your mother is waiting with the cane at the entrance.
Well, when I was younger, I used to walk from Medina Market to Presec.
Wow.
Every day.
Yeah.
So the car would take me from Ashalibuchi to Medina Market, and you walk
and then you
down
walk,
up to Presec.
Firestone. Yeah, there you go.
You get it, yeah.
So that alone.
But now everybody is driving their kids to school, drop them off at the gates.
The bus is dropping
Even
you
the
at
buses,
your gate.
They have buses who pick them, which pick them
in front of their house.
Yes.
And all of that. So it's not even those who have private vehicles. Those who don't even have the private vehicles, they pay and then they go around. So I would really love to see this 12-year-old who weighs 74 kilos. I would really love to. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Hannah.
All right, Hannah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question for doctor.
Go ahead, Hannah.
So, doctor, my 2-year-old is a little over 2 years.
Okay.
She barely takes in solid food. Like, we actually struggle to get her to eat solid food. So, we usually blend stuff for her. And she doesn't just take anything you blend for her. If you blend real food for her, she won't take it.
Yeah.
So, mostly we do oats with banana, fruits, and all of that. And she's actually very slim. I don't know how much she weighs now, because it's been a while I've checked. But we are worried about her eating habits, because it's making it difficult for us to take her to school, even, because she doesn't eat anything solid.
Okay. Well, I think Lexis, are we going to take a second question?
Yes, let's take a second question, and then you can. Actually, that's going to be our last caller. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name?
Okay, I'd like to hide my identity for now.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so I have a baby who is actually 3 months, and she normally takes the breast milk fine, but after eating, she chews up everything, but she still gains weight. I want to ask, maybe is it the food I'm eating, or maybe there's a problem or something?
Okay.
Maybe I will take the first question about
so
the 2-year-old with the feeding problem.
Yeah, about the 2-year-old child. We first would have to know why the child is refusing to take solid foods. So sometimes the chewing of the food is a problem. You'd have to identify that. If you don't know that the child can't chew and you keep forcing the child to chew the food, you are not achieving anything in the long run. So we need to know the reason the child is avoiding the solid foods. Then again, we shouldn't say because the child is avoiding solid foods, we wouldn't feed. So like you say, you are blending foods, fine, but then make sure that the foods you are blending are balanced. So the child needs to get a bit of every nutrient that is necessary for the child to grow properly. You need to seek expert help as well, so that while we are trying to transit the child into solid foods, we are making sure she's achieving her nutritional needs as well.
Yeah, so chewing again is a learned habit. You know, it's not, there's almost some automaticity to it that we all take it for granted. But Lexis Kwesi, our first son, you know, he didn't learn how to chew until he was about 6 years.
Wow.
He tried to swallow everything and then he would choke on it. So there are simple little things. They will tell you to get them things to nibble on. So they've got this very soft plastic, things that once they are teething, then you give it to them to nibble on. Biscuits, cream crackers type biscuits. You just give it to them, then they play, with it. They try and nibble, on it.
Yeah.
Most of them, when they start teething, a lot of the women stop breastfeeding because they tend to bite your nipples. It's very, so it's almost a very natural thing, but we realize that for some children, it's not so natural. So she shouldn't be too worried. But yes, you should get to see a pediatrician or a dietitian and then have that particular conversation. Now, about the 3-month-old who keeps throwing up with after every breastfeeding, the first thing I would say is that this new infant needs to be thoroughly examined. But burping the child immediately after breastfeeding is very important. The breastfeeding technique, such that the child's mouth covers the nipple and the areola, that dark area around the nipple. So proper positioning, such that the suckling process doesn't involve the child drawing a lot of air. They're taking a lot of air, then the liquid goes in, and then the air, it tries to displace the air, and then everything comes up again. So that's why they throw up.
Yeah.
So immediately after breastfeeding too, we would encourage for you to either put the baby on your lap and then slap it gently over the back until they belch.
Okay.
And then they get the air, some of the air out. Or you put the child across your shoulder and then you slap it gently across the back until they belch. When they do that, they will bring a little bit of it out. If you're doing all of this and the child is still throwing up copiously, then we get worried because we may think that there is an outlet problem from the stomach. There's some kind of obstruction. So she definitely needs to talk to a doctor and get thoroughly examined.
We wish we would have taken all the calls, but there are a lot of them in the messages too. So please give us a contact for those who would want to get in touch with you and find more clarity.
Right. So the number is 0501 477 340. 0501 477 340. And Kwame, we've now reactivated our social media platform. So Facebook, Medicals Hospital, we'll always continue the conversation there. Come in and talk to Yaira and talk to me as well. And Kwame, one last thing, we're starting an obesity clinic next month, November.
Wow.
At the Firestone branch of Medicals.
That's in
Obesity
Medina.
Clinic.
Thank you so much. I think it's necessary. We're grateful, Doc. Thank you so much, Yaira. You're far too kind. And our drive chat, as always, proudly brought to you by MTN, Access Bank, and Onga Chicken Tablet.